Well, thank you for joining us, Andy Hurry, Somerset Director of Cricket. We've had a few questions in from our members and supporters on the cricket front. Who better to answer those than, of course, yourself? The big one on everyone's lips at the moment is, are there plans to bring in potentially another overseas player?
It's a result, I think, of the impact of the pandemic. It's quite a difficult and challenging question to answer at this time. At the moment, we still haven't got visibility on the fixtures for next season. Hopefully we're going to get an update on that sooner rather than later. We're also unclear around the international playing schedule at the moment, and understandably there's a lot of uncertainty around what fixtures international teams are going to be playing. So understanding which players are available at the moment is also unclear. And I think it's important for us as a club to also be realistic in the financial landscape and the visibility we have at this stage. So we're very open to exploring, and we are exploring and getting a better understanding of who's playing when and what players might be available. But I have to sense check, what our financial position is before making a final decision around that. Just on overseas players, we have recruited Merchant de Lange, who settled in really, really well. I'm really pleased with how he's settled in, and he's definitely adding value to the environment already, which is really exciting. And we've also got a lot of belief in the talent and the quality we have in the squad currently. So whatever the final outcome is going to be, I think we're in a really good position as a club.
Okay. We've also had a question about the bowling coach. We know that Stuart Barnes has gone on to work with Ireland, so there is a vacancy there. How is the recruitment process going, and can we expect an imminent announcement?
It's gone really, really well. We had over 20 quality applications with a varying degree of experience, ranging from international experience right the way through to people who are very aspirational and got a lot of potential moving forward. We went through a very robust process to make sure we shortlisted the appropriate candidates that fitted our specific needs, and we started conducting interviews this week, and we hope to be in a position where we can conclude that process and for the successful candidate to commence employment with us at some stage in the new year. Hopefully as soon as possible when we return in early January.
So watch this space. Finally, this is, I guess, a particularly important topic given what's happened throughout the world this year, and particularly what we've seen in the news this weekend. What are the club doing to help protect the mental health of the players and staff at the moment, obviously with the news that Tom Banton is coming home early from the Big Bash?
I think one of the great strengths of us as a club is that we're a very tight-knit unit. There's a lot of invested interest in everybody that works here. And I think we've got to be very, very grateful in the fact that we've got the opportunity to return to train. It gives people real purpose and a real meaning to what they do. And players have returned to training since early November, and they've really thrown themselves into it because they've got something to work towards. They're working around each other collectively. We put some really strong protocols and measures in place to protect them, to ensure that they are safe. They've had some really good education around things they can and can't do, and understanding the consequences if things were to be done inappropriately. So we're in a really strong position in the fact that we are training, people have got purpose, we're a tight-knit group, and we're communicating with players on a daily and staff on a daily basis. So we've got good insight into how people are travelling and what their current position is. Regarding Tom, it's been a very difficult and challenging time for him. He hasn't played that much cricket, and he's been involved in a lot of very secure environments and been isolated. And I caught up with him on the phone. I've been in discussions with him and his management team, and he's also been in communication with Brisbane Heat. And with the outlook of looking forward to more isolation, quarantine in Australia, it was deemed that the best appropriate decision for him was to not go to the Big Bash. And actually the best thing for him right now is coming home, spending some time with his family, which is really important to him. And for us to continue to monitor him and check in with him on a daily and a weekly basis. And we're in a position where If he requires any additional support, we've got support internally, but we can also reach out and get some expertise from either the ECB or PCA and other external expertise sources to put any measures in place that he may require. But at this stage, he's really looking forward to coming back, looking forward to spending some time with his family. We'll keep touching base with him, and he's really excited about returning to training in the new year with the squad.
I mean, we're all passionate, aren't we, about this game that we're involved in, but I think Jason put it perfectly when we were speaking to him about Tom Banton earlier in the week, when he said, you know, the most important piece in this jigsaw is Tom Banton.
Yeah, without doubt. And Tom Banton, all the other players, all the other staff, everyone else here that works at the club, what's most important is that we create a safe environment. We're continually checking in on people to see how they're travelling, and we're adapting what we're doing depending on what situation each individual finds themselves. People are the most important things, and we've seen some really good evidence and examples from the ECB this week and decisions that have been made in South Africa. So that's the most important thing for us, to making sure everyone is safe, healthy, and they're enjoying being at work, and if there's a situation that arises, that we've got the appropriate support in place.
Perfect. Well, Andy Harry, thank you very much for your time.
You're very welcome.